What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and it's Top 10 Thursday. This month, the PlayStation 4 celebrates its 3rd birthday. Since its launch, this system has exploded in popularity, becoming one of the fastest selling consoles ever. This is in large part due to its fantastic set of games. This week, we're going back through its library to count down the great titles made just for the PlayStation, on my list of the top 10 must-play PS4 exclusive games. Number 10. Until Dawn. What happens when you add together a giant mansion, a group of scared teenagers, and a masked serial killer? You get an addictive horror mix that makes Until Dawn a hilariously good time. Throughout the game, we control each person individually as they play out their own piece of the main story. At the start, it looks like these people are just gonna have a nice relaxing party in their mountaintop house. Little do they know that as the night goes on, things are gonna get very bloody. Depending on how well you handle the madness of the situation determines who lives and who dies, so make sure you keep alert and ready to run. Number 9. Alienation. There are few moments in life better than teaming up with friends and blasting millions of space bugs. Alienation skips all the heavy plot that most games seem to have and jumps right into the epic action. Pick a class, put on your gear, and arm yourself to save Earth from the ultimate invasion. The farther you get in your mission, the bigger guns you're gonna find, and the crazier the enemies you'll have to face. Seriously, just look at some of the insane creatures that show up during the campaign. What really hooked me about this project was how sharp the gameplay is. Even when armies of glowing monsters were charging me, I was able to stay calm, aim quickly, and pray that I wouldn't end up as an alien dinner. Number 8. Street Fighter V. The godfather of fighting games returned this year with a stellar new entry in this already legendary franchise. Street Fighter V introduces us to new characters, fresh combo systems, and killer online matches. At launch, this game was pretty broken, but since then, Capcom has released tons of updates that slowly shaped it into one of the top bashers of this generation. There's a strange perfection to how fluid this combat is. Whether I'm trying to land an air counter with Ryu or a long special with Fang, it's not only smooth, but very easy to pull off. It does what every game should do, which is teach you to be a master just by playing it. For those that love a solid fighting title, this really is a must-buy. Number 7. Am Setsuna. Something we don't see much of anymore is classic turn-based RPGs. Battling bosses, leveling up, and using powerful magic, this style of game was once common but has suddenly gone away. Am Setsuna looks to revive this genre by letting us take on a party of soldiers on a deadly quest to stop the world from being consumed by darkness. It brilliantly combines elements from old-school Final Fantasies, Chrono Trigger, and a few dashes of modern design. While exploring these snowy fields or twisty dungeons, it's easy to get lost, but never does that feel like a bad thing. With its incredible piano soundtrack and interesting writing, each new chapter of the story pulled me deeper into their struggle until its gorgeous ending. Number 6. Ratchet Clank. Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of remakes. Going back and crafting an idea that's been done before can seem wasteful. This title, on the other hand, shows that a solid team of programmers can take a simple game and regrow it into something spectacular. It's almost hard to call this a remaster since they added in so much new content. Ratchet Clank follows the tale of two buddies stuck on a tiny planet in a boring part of the universe who randomly get a chance to join the intergalactic police. This means they get to catch bad guys, blast mutants, and generally be goofy dudes with giant guns. There's such a silly sense of humor to this game that you can't help but enjoy. From your commander who has a habit of screwing tasks up to the eccentric hoverboard race announcer, there's a super high energy to this game that makes it one of the funniest adventures ever. Number 5. Transistor. The PlayStation 4 is home to some truly awesome indie projects, but Transistor manages to still be one of a kind even among these. We play as a young woman who's lost her voice and now is on the run. Being hunted by terrible mechanical creatures, her only hope lies in a talking sword she uses in battle. By tapping into its strength, she can stop time and pick out her movements carefully. The real strategy with this game lies in how you let combat take place. I often found myself reloading save files in order to retry a particularly difficult fight just to see if I was able to beat it a little more effectively. Swinging her blade through this neon art and marveling at the explosions of color almost makes it feel like we're trapped in some sort of beautiful nightmare. At the heart of it all lies a rather dark story that kept me thinking about the true path to freedom long after I saw the credits. Number 4. Dragon Quest Builders. At first glance, you may think that this is some sort of Minecraft ripoff, and yet there's far more going on here than meets the eye. Dragon Quest Builders opens with our hero awakening to a world where evil is already won. A mad sorcerer has pushed humanity to the brink of extinction, and now those left alive have had their memories stolen. Only our fateful character has the knowledge to rebuild society with his mighty hammer. Something I always thought was missing from many creation-focused games is a sense of purpose. A goal or direction that drives you forward to explore. Dragon Quest Builders captures this need for importance by surrounding us with cute villagers who need our help. Each citizen has objectives they can assign you that send you running off to different zones searching for new items. The deeper I got into this game, the harder it was to stop playing. I was so curious about what was over the next horizon and just how huge I could grow my ever-expanding city. Number 3. Infamous Second Son. In the near future, a small group of random people begin to get superpowers. These talents transform ordinary humans into godlike beings overnight. When this happens, the government starts to get afraid of what these newly created heroes could do, so they form a task force to track them all down one by one. Second Son centers on a regular guy named Delson just living a typical life, that is until he crosses paths with some escaped mutants. Upon bumping into one of these fleeing convicts, he discovers that he has a rare skill as well, the ability to take other people's powers. While most of us would think of this as an amazing gift, this essentially amounts to a horrible curse. Delson now has two options: fight the police that are hunting him, or forever go into hiding. Taking down a giant government squad like this is too big to do alone, so throughout the game we get to assemble a deadly team of our own. Infamous does what few games are able to pull off. It truly makes you feel stronger as you progress, tackle nastier enemies, and craft your own incredible story in this town. Number 2. Bloodborne. Most gamers enjoy a fun challenge, a test that lets us prove just how good we really are. From Software has made their name in the industry by developing some of the toughest projects around, but Bloodborne takes things to a whole nother level of brutality. This haunting place is called Yharnam, and within its winding streets, there's monsters waiting to kill anyone they can find. If you want to survive your encounter with these beasts, you need to watch your every step. Combat in this game can be painfully harsh. These freakish foes have sharp blades and sharper teeth, so even the tiniest hit might rip you to shreds. The key to staying breathing is to always stay on the offensive. Each time you're wounded, you have a few seconds to attack your enemy and gain some of that health back. This makes a delicate dance of having to quickly choose the time to strike and when it's better to dodge out of the way. Only through hours of practice can you sink into this careful rhythm, but just because you can slay a few minions doesn't mean you're actually prepared for the disgusting bosses. These titans are so twisted that conquering even a single one might be too much for some gamers to handle. Number 1. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Nathan Drake has raided tombs, found lost treasure, and solved puzzles that have been hidden for thousands of years. When he isn't traveling the globe or getting into shootouts, he dreams of someday trying to have a family. These plans get put on hold when suddenly his missing brother shows up and asks for a rather large favor. It turns out that he owes millions of dollars to some very bad dudes, so in order to get him out from under his debt, they team up for one final quest. Rumors have been circulating that the world's richest pirate, Henry Avery, may have stashed a massive fortune on a secret island somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Not having any other options, they begin following a trail of clues that will either lead them to the Hall of a Lifetime or certain death. The Uncharted series has always been well known for its totally insane scenes, but Uncharted 4 somehow manages to be the craziest yet. Climbing through a crumbling dungeon, jumping between speeding cars, or just quietly snapping necks in a deserted ruin. From the moment you pick up the controller, it is relentless action. For its rich plot, epic set pieces, and phenomenal environments, I'm awarding this my pick as the PS4 exclusive absolutely everyone should play. Did your favorite game not make the list? Got an idea for a future top 10? Leave it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I actually want to dedicate this week's video to somebody. There's a person named Alvaro who's been watching this show for years, and he actually mailed me a letter this week, just thanking me for making these goofy videos, and it meant a lot to me. So Alvaro, this is honestly one of the nicest things anybody has ever done for me. He also sent me some pins for Infamous Second Son, which you guys know made this list. I love that game, and I love these pins. They actually, this really hit a chord with me. Alvaro, thank you, man. Thank each and every one of you for being the coolest viewers and the coolest friends ever. Thank you. Now I'm going to shut off the camera before I start crying like a baby. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.